The only thing that we're interested in is putting money in your wallet. If you want to bet the fights, if you want to have a little bit of action, you are in the right place. With my partner, Ian Parker, I am Okamoto.
We're ready to rock between our parlays, our props, our straight picks. It's time to make money. Let's go.
That is the UFC Apex, which will serve home to UFC Fight Night this weekend, a featherweight main event between Sodiq Yusuff and Edson Barboza. The UFC, after taking a short break, was there last week, and it is there once again in Las Vegas for this Saturday. And you can find that card on ESPN Plus, and we are here to talk about it from a gambling perspective. As always, I am Okamoto. That is Ian Parker. And Ian, as always, before we get to this this main card and the prelim picks and the parlays and everything else that you got planned for us, we will look back on Grant Dawson and Bobby Green. Quite an upset there by Bobby Green, a quick knockout. How did we do on our picks?
Best bets, we went 4-2. You know, we were one Grant Dawson away from having a really great night. For those of you that did the parlay, hopefully you watch a show and you listen to what we preach with hedging. Had you hedged and put a straight bet on Bobby Green at the end of the night, you would have profited on that parlay no matter who won. Hopefully you guys did it then. Other than that, 4-2, and the double pick on the Buckley fight, I really fell in love with that combination play. I'm happy we were profitable there. Moving on to this week.
All right, yeah, and we'll see what happens with Bobby Green after that. Man, what an upset, and he wants to turn around quickly and fight again. I'm down for it. I'm always down for a Bobby Green fight. Let's look at this this main card you can find on 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. You can get it on ESPN Plus. As I mentioned, Sodiq Yusuff and Edson Barboza. That is a very, very interesting fight at 145 pounds. Stacked division at 145, and a lot of news coming around about that champion, Alexander Volkanovski. Maybe we'll get to that in the program later. Then you got Jennifer Maia taking on Viviana Araujo. A 6-fight main card, again, starting at 7 Eastern on ESPN Plus. And let's get right into that main event between Yusuff and Barboza. This line does not surprise me all that much. I think that, with Barboza, you know exactly what you're getting. He's always very, very dangerous. Yusuff has shown glimpses of very, very high potential in the past. And I don't think that this is a bad matchup for him. He is maybe a little bit higher favorite than I would have thought, but this is about where I thought the line would be. How about you, Ian?
You know what? You kind of threw me off there a little bit because I am actually surprised at the odds here. You know, granted, I do agree with you, Sodiq Yusuff. Great potential, still a good prospect. We're going to find out if he's a real prospect or a real player in the division. But the difference in the wins in their last fight, you're talking about Sodiq Yusuff over Don Shainis, where minus 900, he's supposed to do that. Edson Barboza went and knocked out Billy Q in round 1 really quick. And we know how durable and how good Billy Q really is. And with the experience of Barboza, the level of competition he fought, Sodiq Yusuff is not there yet. He fought Arnold Allen, where he lost to his decision, the one blemish in his UFC career thus far. When you look at someone like Edson Barboza, you know, he's just, man, the guy is so dangerous no matter where the fight go most of the time. He's got underrated jiu-jitsu. We don't see it enough because, look, those leg kicks usually is what ends the fight or controls the fight. But, Brett, to your point, we're going to probably have a really good, fun kickboxing fight with MMA gloves over the course of 5 rounds.
Yeah, and everything you said, I completely agree with. And, I expected Sodiq to be the favorite here, but minus 175 just seems a little bit high. At the very least, to me, it seems like you're paying absolutely every penny of value on him. You know, I mean, we know that the guy's talented, but Barboza, stylistically, I don't really see a huge advantage either way, so I would have expected a slightly closer line. I'll bet I would have expected Sodiq to be the favorite. So ultimately, how are you looking to bet this fight? Are you looking at methods of victory? Are you looking at a total here? What are we doing with this main event?
You know what? For me, this is a prove-it fight for Sodiq Yusuff because, honestly, I don't think he should be this high of a favorite when he hasn't fought anyone to Barboza's level outside of an Arnold Allen, which is a different demon who's more of a grappler with good striking. I'm going Barboza here at these plus odds. Look, he got grappled by Bryce Mitchell. Okay, who hasn't? Giga Chikadze, that was the one knockout he's lost by in his last 7 fights. And he fought Billy Q, and like I said, he landed a really nice knee. He did that against Beneil Dariush, and he has fought the best of the best. And if this is a straight kickboxing fight, I'm going to go with Barboza's leg kicks. Sodiq Yusuff also starts off slow. You can't start off slow against a guy who's going to batter your legs till you can't feel them anymore. Let's go with the dog. I'm going to go Barboza here.
Yeah, we're on the same page, man. I think at even odds, I would say Sadiq just because of the youth and the potential that he's shown. But you're getting plus 140 with Edson Barboza on a fight that I think is pretty even. There seems to be value there on that main event. Let's move now to the co-main event. It's the women's flyweight division. Jennifer Maia taking on Viviana Araujo. Pretty close odds here, minus 155 for Jennifer Maia. Do you like the favorite here, or are we going with Araujo?
I do. I like Jennifer Maia here. You know, there's something about Jennifer Maia that it seems like people always sleep on, and it's her IQ, and she just knows how to win fights. I know that's kind of a real blanket statement, but the way she fights, she's consistent. She keeps the pressure. She doesn't stop. She doesn't give her opponent an opportunity to keep going, and we saw that against Casey O'Neill. Araujo, if she doesn't land that hard shot early, she has a hard time keeping up. She has a hard time sticking to the plan. And Maia is also very good on the ground, where she would have a major advantage as well. So give me Jennifer Maia here. I think that line should be minus 185 at minimum, coming off that dominant decision over Casey O'Neill. And Araujo is going off 2 back-to-back losses. I like Maia here.
You know, I love it when you do that. Tell me exactly the amount of value that you think we're getting. Minus 185 is what you had, and it's minus 155. So that's an easy take for us. As I understand it, that you have also, you want to throw your prop of the night on here. So let's take a look at the methods to victory. Where are we going with the prop of the night?
Look, the odds are not amazing here. That's because every single fight she's in, minus the 1 armbar victory she had in her UFC career, minus 125. Jennifer Maia, she's a decision victory type of fighter. That's who she is. She doesn't force anything. And for her in this fight, especially with the lack of depth in the division, let's be honest with ourselves here, every win counts, every win matters. For her to go on a little bit of a streak by beating Araujo, that's what matters. Let's go by decision at minus 125 for Jennifer Maia.
Okay, so we're taking Maia at straight up, and then we're taking her as a little bit of a prop to increase our value. Let's get to the rest of this main card. All right, let's take a look at the rest of this ESPN Plus main card. Jonathan Martinez, Adrian Yanez, who I believe, if we would have looked at this matchup a little while ago, Yanez would have been the clear favorite. Instead, it's Martinez minus 114. What do we think here?
I like Jonathan Martinez in this spot. You know, he has just shown tremendous evolution. He's on a crazy win streak. And it's funny because he's got really good wrestling, but where he's been successful is his striking, his durability, his head movement. And we've seen it in his last, just the streak that he's on. In regard to Adrian Yanez, he just gets hit way too much. The volume's too low. I think that this is going to go all 3 rounds, but give me Jonathan Martinez to take the win in this one.
Some very entertaining fighters on this card, including Michel Petta taking on Andre Petroski. Petta is the minus 190 favorite. How do you see this one going?
I think a lot of people might want to jump on Petroski because of the wrestling. They think they're going to muscle Petta. I don't think so, and I think that minus 190 is generous. He is the way better striker. Petroski throws very sloppy. We saw against Gerald Meerschaert where he almost got knocked out in round 3. He gasses in almost every fight. As long as Petta can stuff the takedowns in round 1, he's going to knock him out in round 2 or 3. Give me Petta at minus 190.
Okay, and then from there we go to Edgar Chavez taking on Daniel Lacerda. What do you think of this fight? Big time favorite, Chavez minus 345.
You know, in the first fight, Chavez was just all over him, landing the bigger shots. Ultimately, as you see there, the guillotine, a little bit controversial early stoppage. Maybe not if you go back and watch the replay. There's a prop out there, Chavez to win in rounds 1 or 2. And Brett, I'm going to give you a little secret here. I'm going to add that as a bonus prop of the.
Okay, I like it. And then how about this fight to end up the card? 2 very, very interesting prospects. 25-year-old Christian Rodriguez, 22-year-old Cameron Simon, who has been super impressive, coming in as an underdog here. You like Rodriguez?
The minute I saw this line come out, I said, this is Christian Rodriguez's fight. Stylistic-wise, it's great. We saw against Rojas, his grappling, his cardio, his striking. He looked very good. And again, Simon's going to be the better striker, there's no doubt. But he gets taken down way too easily. We saw in his last fight. Granted, he won in that fight. First round, he spent too much time on his back against a guy in C-Rod. Not advantageous, not a smart move. Give me Christian Rodriguez. And to top that, Brett, long shot prop, let's go Rodriguez by submission in round 2 at plus 1,200. I could see a scramble happening where he takes the back and gets a choke. Rodriguez has got the momentum here, and I think he's someone to really keep an eye on in this card.
Yeah, I'm excited to just watch that fight even without any money on it. So now that we got a pick on Rodriguez and then a long shot prop of the night, I love it. But yeah, I like that the UFC put that fight together against 2 young guys early in their career. Let's take a look quickly at the prelims on this ESPN Plus card. Again, you can find those at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific. Run through your prelim picks for Saturday, Ian.
Now, look, I think a lot of people are also going to jump on Elkins because of the wrestling, the durability, but he is He's up there in age. I believe he's 38 years old. He's taken a ton of damage in his literally his nickname is The Damage. And TJ Brown, until he got caught by Bill Algeo, was winning that fight. Looked the best he ever did. I think you're getting a good number on TJ Brown. Go there. I'm going under 2.5 rounds in Lisboa versus Oliveira. Oliveira making her debut. Out of her last 3 opponents, records of 0-2. I think Lisboa is going to dismantle her pretty quick. Terrence McKinney at -500. Look, with McKinney, if you could find that prop round 1 TKO or KO, go there. Otherwise, he'll be in our parlay. The Russian Ronda, I don't think Lightning's going to strike twice here. She's very sloppy with her striking. Watch out for the armbar. Melissa Dixon, good ground game, very smart, vicious elbows. Let's go Dixon, her debut. Gutierrez at -300. Tough number. Once the props come out, look for him to win by decision. I see that going that way. And for Yoder and Ducote, honestly, I think Yoder might be a live dog due to Ducote's hesitancy, due to her lack of volume. But over 2.5 rounds is the play. Very steep price. Maybe throw that in the parlay if you want. Otherwise, dog or pass on that one.
All right. Well, you've referenced our parlay a few times. Let's just get to it now. What is our Parker's parlay for this weekend?
Let's go Chairez. I don't see him losing to Lacerda here unless he gets caught. We're going to go Lisboa, McKinney, Gutierrez. It is not the prettiest. Those are heavy numbers, but at +171, I think all 4 of them win. And again, if you get to that last fighter, look to hedge. You'll get a big number there. Otherwise, let's get the streak going with the parlay this week.
All right. And last week we went 4-2 on the best bets. Let's try to do even better than that this week. What do we got for best bets?
I'm still a little salty, Brett, about Grant Dawson. I don't ever get upset when a fighter loses, but the way he lost, that one really threw me off. Let's start off with an underdog in Edson Barboza. If it's a 5-round kickboxing fight with the experience, I'm going to go with Barboza. I think the value is there. I think the number is way too high on Sodiq Yusuff. Jennifer Maia -155. Jonathan Martinez over Adrian Yanez. I think the output, he also has got a very good chin. So unless Yanez lands early, I think this goes all 3. I think Martinez wins. Michelle Petta. Very good takedown defense against own Petroski. Listen, his striking is so sloppy. It's an overhand right into a double. You can see it coming from a mile away. Pajeda, big, strong, physical. As long as he doesn't do any backflips, I think he gets the win. Let's go C-Rod, Christian Rodriguez. And last but not least, downtown TJ Brown over Darren Elkins. And that's going to be our best bets for the week.
All right. Last business of order. It is the Longshot Parlay. What do we got?
You know what? I think this one out of all of them may be the one this year, Brett. Let's go with Barboza. I'm going to ride that. That number is just too good for me, and especially just to win on the money line, +142. Chairez by TKO or KO, and we're going to go Christian Rodriguez by submission. It's almost 3,001. I love that number. I really like all 3 plays individually. Let's try and get it this week, please.
Hey, man, 3 wins, and we cash a 30-1 ticket. That'll feel real good. And this main card, man, I'm starting to get cliche. I feel like I'm saying this all the time, but this is a sneaky, underrated, good main card. I like all 6 fights on here, and 5 of your best bets take place on the main card. So plenty to watch for on that ESPN Plus main card. UFC Fight Night. It starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much for watching UFC Best Bets. We will be back, of course, with a lot of talk about a crazy, crazy pay-per-view later this month with a couple changes. I'm excited to talk about that one. But for now, we'll put some money in your pockets this Saturday. We'll see you next time.